a piece of journal, get a piece of scrapbook paper out.
I'll go and I'll lock it in the pink.
Okay, so today, in your table of contents for your journal, you're gonna write types of slopes. We're gonna be learning all about the different types of slope. So can anyone tell me when you say the word slope, what you think of? Going down. What else? A hill. Yeah.
Slow,
Slow. Yeah, you could say slow.
because it sounds like the same.
Yes, it does sound the same.
A bigger, snow mound.
A snow mountain. Yes. Skiing. Yeah. Anyone else think of anything they think of? Yes, sir.
A math thing?
A what?
A math thing? Like a math? Well, hold on. Like math.
Like math?
Yeah.
Just math in general? Okay. Anyone else? Some people say a roller coaster, how it goes up and down. Others say definitely a hill. Someone else said steep earlier today. So slope is a measure of steepness. So make sure you're writing this down. So it's how steep a line is going to be on a graph. That's what we're going to figure out in the next few days. Everyone got this? Okay. So we have different types of slopes. We're going to have 4 different types of slopes. And when we start looking at them, make sure that when you're looking at a graph, we read left to right, right? So make sure we're reading a graph left to right always. And that'll help us figure it out. So what do we think this first line is going to mean? If we have 4 different choices. Yes.
The rising.
It's rising, yeah, it's going up. If we're thinking about, this is the 4 different types of slope. We have undefined, negative, positive, and 0. Colby. Positive. Why do you think it's positive? Because it's going up. So yeah, it's going up, so it's positive. It's going up the hill. It's a positive slope. So if this is positive, what do we think this one is?
A negative.
Negative. Y'all are correct. Because we're going down a hill. So think about, if you're driving up a hill, we're going to have to increase our speed to keep going up, right? But if we go down a hill, we're going to want to hit our brakes to slow down because it's going to make us go faster. Okay. So what do we think about this one?
I like
Equal? No. NA.
Zero slope?
0 slope. Why do we think it's 0 slope? Because it's flat. Yes. So it is a 0 slope. It is flat. It's a flat line. There's nothing. We cannot measure anything. So this last one. What do we think it is?
Unidentified.
Do you know what it is? Well, parallel, we have to have 2 lines to know if they're parallel or not, right? So this one is called undefined. So it has no slope at all. We cannot measure it, we cannot figure it out. It is undefined. It has no slope. So, slope is sometimes referred to as the rate of change. When I say the words rate of change, what do y'all think of? How fast is it going? Yeah, maybe.
Like, how quickly the speed changes?
How quickly the speed changes, yes. So what's another good word that we could use instead of change? How could we find a change? Yes. So the word I'm kind of looking for y'all to think of is difference. The change is a difference in the 2 points. Does everyone have this written down?
No.
Okay, I will wait. So when we start getting into this, we're going to start looking at different equations and different, we're going to be given different points. And we're going to want to think rate of change as the difference and how we're going to find our slope. Are we good now? No. Okay. 5 seconds. Forward now. Good now? Okay. So, when we start looking at equations soon, we're going to have this equation y equals mx plus b. And m is going to represent the slope. But why do you think we would choose m to represent slope? Anybody have any idea?
No.
Because it means, you, like, stop. Like, if like, something was slow, it means they choose an M, no one get mixed up.
Yeah, maybe. Maddie, do you have any?
No.
No, you don't know?
Measurement.
Measurement. That's a good one. Measurement of what?
So matter? Wait.
Chloe? Meters. So we're looking at the measurement of movement. We're looking at the movement of the line and the measurement of that. So that is why slope is represented as an M. So slope is going to equal M, it's going to equal the movement of the line on the graph. So one way to help us remember slope is Mr. Slope Guy, or some people say Slope Man. So make sure to write him down. So we got the happy side of Mr. Slope Man, and he is having, his eyebrow is positive. He's like, oh yeah, I got this. And then we have the sad side of Mr. Slope Man, and he's kind of like frowning, and that's the negative. And then his mouth is just kind of like nothing, no emotion. Yeah, it kind of looks like he's weakening, doesn't it? So his mouth is like nothing. He has zero emotion, so that's how we remember zero slope. And then undefined is his nose, and to finish off his nose, we have to draw a little U. So that's how we remember it's undefined, because to create the whole nose, you have to put a U. So yeah, it kind of looks like he's winking at you.
What's the bottom part?
So this is his mouth. This is just like a little chin. It's nothing. You don't have to put the little chin. It's just to make him look cool. So just remember positive happy eyebrows, negative mad eyebrows going down. And then zero emotion when you have like a straight face, you know? And then undefined and nose. Everyone got Mr. Slope Man down? Another way we can look at this is we have a mountain. So I know a lot of people said skiing, a snow mountain to help when they thought of slope. So when we're going up the mountain we're gaining altitude. So we're going up and it's gonna be positive.
Negative.
Have our little stick guy. New steam. It's gonna ski up the mountain and it's gonna take a lot of energy to go up the mountain. And so we're gonna have to keep adding energy, adding numbers. We're going positive, we're going up the mountain. To go down the mountain, it's a negative. Negative, we don't have to use as much energy, we're going down, we're getting closer to the ground, and our poor guy used so much energy and he's going so fast down the mountain, and then he's gonna tumble and he's gonna create the zeros. So we have a zero slope because he's tumbling and creating zeros. And then he accidentally falls off the cliff. And he's undefined because he's hard to find. We're never gonna find him again. Poor guy. So these are both really good ways to help you remember. And so in a few weeks, when we have our slope tests, can you write this on your test?
Yeah.
Is this a strategy for you to use?
Yeah.
So figure out if you like Slope Mountain, if you like Slope Man, which one you like better, and then to help you remember, and then you can use it on all your homework and your worksheets and your tests. Just write it down at the top as soon as you get it, so it helps you wherever you go. I'm gonna have this down.
No.
No? Okay, so say when you're working on your sheets, your handouts that you got at the front, you can already write down either your Mr. Slope In or your Slope Mountain to help you. Let's look at one more thing to help us remember zero and undefined, because I know that's what gets a lot of people. You know the positives, you know the negatives, and then you get to these weird zero and undefineds, and you're like, I don't know. So one thing about the zero slope is it creates a horizontal line. So in horizontal lines we have a Z, right? So we can remember horizontal Z. We can also use our line and our x-axis to create a Z on our graph. So then we can say, oh, I can create a Z, it's a zero slope. Or if you can remember the horizontal line for zero slope. And then we look at this undefined line. Well, it's a vertical line. That doesn't really help us that much. But what we can do is we can also create, using our line and our y-axis, we can create a U for undefined. So if you can remember, when you use your y-axis and you can create a U, it's undefined. And when you use your x-axis, when you create a zero, it's horizontal. Does anyone have any questions? So today, we're going to be looking at two different papers. We have our first one that y'all are going to work on. It's going to be graphing lines and killing zombies. So you find your little zombie man and you see which line is going through him or her or whatever it may be. I think one of them is a hamster. How cute. And you're going to figure out if it's a positive slope, a negative slope, a zero slope, or if it's undefined. And then another one we're gonna look at is, I'll show you. Everyone get this paper in front of you. So it says, draw a line through the given coordinates and identify the types of slopes. So if we do number one together. So we have the points 5, 1, and 2, 4. So what are we gonna do first?
Dots each one.
We're gonna create the points. What she said? Okay. So if we're looking at the point 5, 1, what do we have to do first? We have to go over to 5, right? And up 1. Same with 2, 4. We have to go over to 2 and up to 4. And then you're going to create your line. Can anyone tell me what slope that is? Yes.
Positive.
Is it positive? Negative? What do you think? If we're reading from left to right.
Oh, 0.
So we're going to start at this point. That's the left point. And we're going to go to the right point. We're going to go down. So when we go down the hill, which is that? Negative. Good job. So number 1 is negative. So make sure you always go from left to right. I know some people have been getting confused because they'll start at the right point and work left, but then that doesn't give us the right slope. And then also, don't get confused when there's negative points. Some people are trying to subtract and stuff like that, but really if our point is negative 2, 5, we just go over negative 2 and down to negative 5.